Zora Neale Hurston was born on January 7, 1891, to Louis Potts and John Hurston. She was the fifth of 8 children. She was born in Notasulga, Alabama. Not too long after she was born, her family moved to Edenville, Florida, a community that was seen as a promise of a new beginning. Her father worked as a carpenter in Alabama and later became the mayor of Edenville. She was really close to her mother. Her mother died in 1904 at the age of 39, and this was a really significant part of Hurston's life. Since she wasn't nearly as close to her father as her mother, she felt she didn't belong in a place she once called home. She was sent to boarding school in Jacksonville at the age of 13 after the death of her mother, where she felt strange. This place was different from Edenville, where she was accepted by both blacks and whites. Here, there was segregation. Later on, she received formal academic training from an all-black school called Hungerford Normal and Industrial School. She later graduated from Morgan Academy in 1918. She attended Howard University and received her BA in anthropology from Barnard College and attended Columbia University in 1928. Zora Neale Hurston pursued her interests by combining literature with anthropology. Her areas of research was folklore, Caribbean, and African American culture. Through the finance of grants and fellowships, she was able to do several years of anthropological research. Zora Neale Hurston's first novel, Jonas Gourdvine, was published in 1934 to critical success. In 1935, her book Mules and Men was also very successful. She was a participant in the Harlem Renaissance. She studied literacy at Howard University. In 1921, her first short story, John Redding Goes to Sea, that was set in Edenville, was published in the Howard literary magazine The Stylist. She worked under Professor of Anthropology Frank Boas, where she conducted field research from 1927 to 1932 in the South, with a fellowship from the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, during which she collected folklore and interviewed a former slave. Her results was published in an article, Cujo's Own Story of the Last African Slaves. In 1927, it was found to have been plagiarized by Emma Langdon Roche. In 1930, Zora and Langston Hughes collaborated on a play called Mealbone, a comedy of Negro life. However, because of a dispute over who deserved credit, the play never saw production. Zora endured much criticism for her failure to address the subject of racism in her works. However, although her opinion may have not been the same as others in her time, she did voice her opinion about racism. She wrote against the Jim Crow laws in the South, and in 1954, she wrote a letter to the editor of the Orlando Sentinel because she was displeased with the Brown versus Board ruling. She believed that it would be no good to force people to be around us if they did not want to be. Her reputation suffered because of her conflicting beliefs. Hurston worked as a maid and a substitute teacher up until her death from a stroke in 1960. She died poor and never got the chance to finish her last book called The Great Life of Harold the Great. Hurston is known mostly for her literary work, but she contributed to so much more. Through her accomplishments, creativity, and even politics, we acknowledge Zora Neale Hurston, a novelist, folklorist, and anthropologist for all of her contributions.